Clothing, food, water, and medicine. Volunteers at this donation point for humanitarian aid in the Armenian capital, Yerevan, are working around the clock to get basic necessities to those in need. They've been here since the start of the conflict and say they intend to see it through to the end. Because across the border in Nagorno-Karabakh, the need is great. Artillery fire rains down on cities throughout the region daily. And the fog of war is making it hard to verify basic facts on the ground. But these images, at least, show the extent of the damage in the regional capital, Tit-for-tat. Tens of thousands have already fled the violence, like these women who found refuge in the Armenian capital, bringing with them stories of friends and neighbors killed and injured while seeking shelter in basements or even churches. For some, it was all they left with.
There was a man on the street from Yerevan, may God protect him, and he said, "Get in the car, I'll get you out of here. Move, move." Can you imagine? Our house burnt to the ground in 2 hours. We didn't manage to save anything.
The women gathered here say the world has turned their back on them.
Everyone is standing around and waiting, like this is some kind of game. They're just waiting to see what happens. It's just criminal. The world is behaving criminally because no one is listening to us.
We will be victorious. A message emblazoned on video screens and patriotic posters throughout the capital. While there are no official figures, observers claim thousands of young Armenians are volunteering for military service. Armin is one of them.
It's each of our responsibility to serve. Our fatherland is in a difficult situation. We need to protect our territory. We're not going anywhere.
Two flags fly above Yerevan. On the left, the flag of Armenia. On the right, the flag of the Armenian enclave in Nagorno-Karabakh. Here, some call it a display of resolve, and perhaps also a warning that Armenia won't back down in the fight for Nagorno-Karabakh.
Now, let's bring in our correspondents, Julia Hahn, who is in Azerbaijan, and Aaron Tilton, who is in the Armenian capital, Yerevan. Aaron, you filed this report. Let's turn to you first. News are coming in this morning about fresh fighting in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. What are you hearing?
Well, that's right, Gerhard. And right off the bat, I have to say, because of the nature of this conflict, it's very hard to verify actual facts on the ground. That being said, Nagorno-Karabakh's defense ministry has indicated that at least 50 people, both soldiers and civilians, have lost their lives in the due to airstrikes and shelling overnight. Now, I have been in contact with journalists who are actually embedded in the regional capital, Tit-for-tat, and they have confirmed that they were also able to see some of those strikes and hear those strikes, and they've said the rate of artillery fire has increased overnight. So it seems at least fair to say at this hour that the violence in and around Nagorno-Karabakh is increasing.
The heavy attack on Barda, close to the enclave, was reported yesterday, but Armenia denies any involvement. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's not entirely surprising. You have to remember, since the first day of this conflict, it's kind of gone hand in hand with dueling accusations and denials of responsibility. What's interesting about Barda is, though, it has actually appeared on a list of legitimate targets by the Armenian military in the past. So if they were actually involved with that strike, then some of the violence we're seeing around Nagorno-Karabakh today could be seen as maybe some type of retaliatory action for the strike in Barda.
Julia, let's turn to you. You were in Barda yesterday after the attack happened. What did you witness there?
Well, this has been the deadliest attack here in Azerbaijan, the deadliest reported attack since the fighting over Nagorno-Karabakh started over a month ago. We've been in Barda just hours after it happened. We saw burned out cars, several houses completely destroyed, and many people in shock. Now, Azerbaijan has actually accused Armenian forces of having attacked Barda with so-called Smerch missiles, cluster munition. This is a particularly devastating and deadly type of weapon banned by many countries around the world except Azerbaijan and Armenia. And Armenia has leveled similar allegations over the past weeks against Azerbaijan. Human rights organizations have confirmed these claims on the ground. Now, this is a dangerous escalation. More than 100 civilians on both sides have already lost their lives in this war. So as the fighting continues, this number is very likely to increase.
Julia, how likely is it that the violence in the region will come to an end soon?
Well, right now, a diplomatic, peaceful solution seems elusive. As you mentioned, 3 ceasefires have already failed. Two Russian-brokered ones and one negotiated in Washington. And the question really is, how much political will is there in Azerbaijan and Armenia to return to the negotiation table now? Azerbaijan's president has insisted that his country has the right to reclaim Nagorno-Karabakh by force. He has also announced some significant military victories and gains in recent days. So for him, the question really is, are there incentives for the leadership here in the country to stop the military campaign and return to negotiations?
Julia Hahn there in Azerbaijan and Aaron Tilton reporting from Armenia. Thank you both very much.